Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We are all George. So Bitcoin and altcoins rally. Today is looking very, very good. Bitcoin's taking a little breather, but still, it's getting ready to break 60,000. So how high will Bitcoin and altcoins go? Let's discuss. And those of you guys that watch my stream from last night, I had a big announcement, big giveaways, and I'm going to expand upon that even more. So this is one stream you don't want to miss. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, article, and guides and the Holders Herald at cryptosrus.com. Yesterday, a lot of people were asking me, what site were you on? It's obvious, cryptosrus.com, right? My logo and everything was on there. So just so you guys know. All right, guys, welcome. I'm feeling good. Hopefully you guys are too. Let's do this. So Bitcoin is at 57.1, so a little bit lower than yesterday. Last night was about 58,000. Right? Bitcoin is taking a breather, but overall, look at the trend. Just up and up and up and up and up. There'll be some whalish gains here and there, but right now, no one is daring to short Bitcoin. No one's daring not to have some. And everyone is FOMOing in, right? So Bitcoin is doing well. And today, the big story is the pump, the altcoin pump rally, right? We see Ethereum having a very good day. I told you guys not to sleep on Ethereum. It seems like whenever Ethereum goes stagnant, people just like start dishing it. It's fine. It's doing fine. And today, big rally day, 8% for Ethereum. Pretty close to 4,000 once again. And others are still doing very well. Polkadot from yesterday's announcement of Parachains, still up 7%. Solana showing some signs of strength again, 3%. And Uniswap is coming up. Chainlink, one that you guys have complained about. Why didn't Chainlink move? Well, it's up 11% today. Axie Infinity up 16% today. Axie does not seem like it wants to stop. And you can see overall today, it's just a really good green recovery day. 1inch up 18%. Interesting. I think it was added to Celsius or something like that. That's why it went up. But anyways, so today is a good recovery day, a good rally day. Market cap is closing in all-time high. I think we're barely below, right? But pretty soon we'll be above $2.5 trillion, and we will be at a new high. And everything is going to be at a new high pretty soon, and we will continuing forward, and it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. Okay, so what do I want to say? Well, let's start out with Bitcoin news. There's a lot of Bitcoin news, a lot of things coming up, right? Let's start with this one first from TechDev. Where is Bitcoin going to head to? Well, looking at previous tops and bottoms and looking at previous levels and utilizing RSI, TechDev has determined that Bitcoin will be somewhere in the red circle by the end of 2021, or maybe carrying into a little bit in 2022. Where will Bitcoin head to? Somewhere between $80,000 and $300,000. I guarantee you that we will be above $80,000. I honestly think after 100,000, we will see some crazy FOMO, and it's going to be unlike anything we have ever seen before. So I'm thinking that is correct. I think it's somewhere between $100,000 and $250,000, but it really depends on how crazy the FOMO is, right? It will be tremendous. Bitcoin will go up. It's just a matter of time. Maybe we don't have that crazy blow off top that many are expecting, like what we saw in 2013, 2017, right? Maybe we don't have that crazy blow off top, but maybe we have something even better. We have an extended run where Bitcoin just keeps going and going and going and going, and it just keeps on going into 2022, all the way until 2024, until we have the next halving event, right? It could be something like that, but if we do have a blowout top event, it's going to be tremendous. Bitcoin will be 3 to 4x higher. And if that blowout top does happen, altcoins will get a lot of that liquidity afterwards, and we're going to see the same kind of movement that we saw before. So there's that. And then this, plan B. Of course, these days, he's feeling pretty good, and I mentioned about plan B a lot recently. You know, his predictions for August and September has been right. October, not there yet, but if we do his 63,000, then he will be right 3 for 3. And I like his next few predictions too. And everyone, you know, all these models, patterns, charts, indicators, they're all lining up to the same thing, right? They're all kind of showing the same thing, one way or another. And what are they saying? Well, they're saying Bitcoin is going to go a lot higher. And if you look at things that are measurable too, like reserves, Bitcoin reserves, the shock, you know, ratios, shock supply, and the number of holders, number of wallets, number of addresses, they just keep going up and up and up and too. So it all aligns and supports all these models and indicators and all that stuff. So we're definitely going in the right direction, All right, what else is there? Coinbase. Coinbase's new NFT Marketplace is already among the biggest because 1.1 million people have signed up for it. They're signed up for the wait list. The platform didn't even launch yet. That's how popular Coinbase is and how popular NFTs are. I mean, there's this many people that's already lining up. Will this new marketplace be an OpenSea killer? OpenSea, we know, is the biggest by far. Most of the volume on OpenSea, I think it's like 60-70% of all of NFT sales. So the volume of NFT is enormous. But of course, Coinbase and Binance and others, FTX, you know, they don't want to just let OpenSea dominate. So they're opening up their own NFT marketplaces. So right now, FTX is concentrating on Solana NFTs. Binance NFTs, of course, are concentrating on things running on Binance Smart Chain. Coinbase seems to be going after Ethereum. So they're going to compete directly head-on with OpenSea. So let's see what happens when this opens up. Sydney, new member, Mr. Joe's Anson. Not go look at Tiger King coin. And Bob says Tiger King coin. No, I'm not going to be looking at Tiger King coin. All right, moving on. Tesla and Elon, more specifically Tesla, has made already $1 billion by holding Bitcoin. Just by holding Bitcoin, right? So it doesn't matter if you hold $10 worth of Bitcoin, 100, a million, a billion. You know, the percentage is the same. Of course, when you look at something like this, it sounds amazing, right? But the percentage is the same. And it shows you that Bitcoin is worth holding on to because it just keeps going up. And it even looks better when you compare it to the dollar, which keeps decreasing. Because of inflation, the dollar keeps devaluing itself versus Bitcoin. And the longer you go, the more you realize that cash is worthless, especially when you could have used it to buy Bitcoin. Even 1 year ago, just 1 year ago, a dollar has devalued itself against Bitcoin by 80%. 80% in 1 freaking year. You go to 6 years, you're nearly at 99.9%. You're above 99%. And you could see this is why so many are flocking to Bitcoin as an inflation hedge, as a store of value, as the next digital gold, right? Because it's just a better version of gold. It's something that protects you from inflation. And those of you guys that have a ton of cash sitting in the bank, you may feel like, yes, I'm doing pretty good. I got all this cash, right? But each and every year, your buying power decreases due to inflation, and you're actually losing a lot more than you realize, especially within the last 2 years when the world's money supply has gone up by 40%. 40% in just 2 years alone. Think about that, right? So, just want to throw that out there in case you guys still believe cash is king. Well, sometimes it's king. When you want to buy the dips, cash is king, right? Otherwise, you want to be in Bitcoin and crypto. All right, what else is there? DeFi volume has increased over 1,000% within North America year over year. This is not surprising. TVL of DeFi projects is over 200 billion. 200 billion. 1/5 of a trillion. And mostly just within the last 2 years. Actually, I would just argue the last year alone. This is how much DeFi is growing. This is why altcoins can stand on their own, right? And they look like they can decouple from Bitcoin altogether going forward because there's actually real usage, real adoption, and DeFi is what everyone's looking at. And this is also a reason why institutional investors are buying in some of these hot layer ones network protocols, such as Ethereum and Binance Coin and Solana and Polkadot and Terra and Avalanche and Algorand and Polygon and Cosmos and VeChain. The list goes on and on and on. It's because of DeFi. DeFi and NFTs, but mostly DeFi. We know DeFi is going to change the world. It's going to change the financial industry. And it's not good for the banks and central banks and any financial institution out there that is going to get clobbered all the way to the top, including the IMF and the World Bank, who hates Bitcoin, hates El Salvador taking the leap to Bitcoin, right? Central banks are no fan. The biggest banks, are no fans. No financial institution is fan of Bitcoin. Fan of DeFi. Because DeFi really does everything that banks does, but is better. All right, what else is there? Even mortgage companies. United Wholesale Mortgage completes its first ever mortgage payment transaction. So for those of you guys that attain life-changing wealth, right? You can pay for your mortgage. You can buy houses. You can literally pay anything in the future with Bitcoin. Right now, everyone is used to converting Bitcoin and crypto back to cash to be able to spend it. In the future, there's no conversion. You just pay directly, and that's it. And maybe in the future, everything will be denominated by Bitcoin, by BTC, by Sats, rather than the USD. Maybe a little too soon for that, but hey, 10, 20, 30, 50 years, when all countries are hoarding Bitcoin, right? And it's nearly impossible to have even one in the future. Well, maybe then that will be the case. But it's starting to happen already. All right, what else is there? Making sure I don't miss any super chats. Cash Satoshi, thank you. Let me scroll down. Baldylocks, thank you. All right, I think that's pretty much it. All right. Now, what else is there? Even Putin of Russia now says crypto has value. He was talking about gold. He was talking about oil and oil trading and utilizing USD, and it seems like all of these countries are sick of using the USD, right? But he was asked about crypto, and he's like, well, crypto has value. Maybe not for trading oil, but it definitely has value. Interesting. Some have speculated that Putin is the richest man in the world. All right, despite the Forbes, listings and stuff, some have put Putin's own worth at like 400 billion or trillions or whatever, right? He basically just commands Russia. And if he says that value, you know that they're doing something. They're coming out, they're probably in their own CBDC, but maybe they've been hoarding Bitcoin all along. Maybe they're already ahead of the game. China, seems to have distanced itself from Bitcoin. Seems is the key word, because they may also be hoarding at this point. And Putin And Russia is probably hoarding. I think the only country that's not hoarding right now is probably the U.S. The U.S. is probably not hoarding Bitcoin. But pretty soon, that may change. May change. Imagine one day when all these countries that hold trillions of gold in their stockpile, imagine they start liquidating that for Bitcoin. Gold would not only tank, no one would want it anymore, and Bitcoin would go up to the millions. Millions upon millions for each one. That could be in the near future too. All right, lastly, Bitwise applies for an actual Bitcoin ETF. There's a lot of talk about a Bitcoin ETF being approved this month. It's going, if one does get approved, it's going to be the Bitcoin futures ETF. Okay, Bitcoin futures ETF, not an actual ETF that holds Bitcoin, but that could change very soon. It seems like the SEC is not stopping the Bitcoin futures ETF. They're about to come out pretty soon, unless the SEC says they're going to deny the application or extend it. But after Bitcoin futures ETF come out, then you know that the actual Bitcoin ETFs will be right behind, right? So both of these are a big catalyst for Bitcoin. A lot of money, billions and trillions that's sitting on the sidelines. They want to enter. They're still iffy about it. They don't know if they should buy Grayscale Trust or they should go to Coinbase and store their own or what, right? A lot of them just want an ETF. They want an ETF. They're used to that. They have a lot of money with their brokerage or wherever, and they just want to put it into Bitcoin, right? Easily as possible, and the best way is with the ETF. And the more people that buy the shares of the ETF, the more that this fund company has to buy Bitcoin, right? It's already started in Canada. It started in Brazil. It's going to start in the US, and it's going to be a tremendous catalyst for Bitcoin. So, yeah. All right, a few other things before I get to my big announcement. Those of you guys that stuck around, congratulations. So, a few things before just a few things. Number one, I do have a new sponsor. Actually, an old sponsor, but a sponsor for today, and that is Telos, because Telos is a very fast, scalable, decentralized finance blockchain. Okay, they are based off of EOS, which you don't hear a lot about. The code base is built with EOS, but they are really concentrating on Ethereum. In fact, they are coming out with their own EVM, Solidity EVM, that is built on top of EOS IO, which is very, very interesting. Very interesting because all the other EVM compatible chains are basically layer 2s for Ethereum. This is not. They are actually a layer 1 that's built on top of EOS that is actually going to be powering a EVM, a Ethereum virtual machine. And why would you want that? Why would you want that? Because it can outperform Ethereum in a big way. 10,000 transactions per second versus 20. The energy usage is basically non-existent. Fees are lower. Everything about it is better. And they have not just, but a few months ago, they were the ones that discovered the vulnerability with Ethereum Virtual Machine because they were working on their own. So that's the interesting thing. And they have just released a roadmap. The roadmap, they're about to launch their Telos EVM. And they've released a roadmap showing you how far they are, right? Right now, milestone 1 is done, which is contract finalization. Deployment steps right now, milestone 2, they're working on increasing network RAM and acquiring RAM for accounts. And milestone 3 is when they're going to launch the mainnet, which will be very, very, very soon. Milestone 4 is going to be user utilities. And finally, milestone 5 is to get more partners and onboard things like bridges and oracles and wallet makers and DEXs, AMMs, and so forth, right? So they are about to launch very promising chain, promising layer 1 that is EVM compatible, right? So if you want to learn more, follow their Twitter page and check them out. The URL is in the description of this video. All right, now lastly, This is the moment that you guys have been waiting for, I know. So last night, you know, I want to do something for you guys, right? I'm about to hit 500,000 subscribers. Big monumental occasion for me, right? I appreciate all of your support, right? So I said I want to do something special for you guys. Something special. So I said I'm going to do two things. First of all, if you go to my webpage, I do have the Hodler's Herald, which is a bi-weekly newsletter, right? If you sign up for it, obviously it's absolutely free, but you do get notified whenever there's new articles, guides, and all these useful stuff that you may want to learn about, right? That is all within the page. And within the newsletter, it gives you updates, bi-weekly updates of them. So if you want to learn more about the Trust Wallet or Crypto.com or MetaMask or how to use a Polygon bridge to save on fees, how to use a Ledger hardware wallet, right? Those kind of things are all on here, and that's what you get by subscribing to the newsletter. So I said, number one, I'm going to give out two of my favorite Lego sets. Not favorite, but big ones. Number one, this Porsche 911, okay? So that's number one, and number two, R2-D2, for those of you guys that are Star Wars fans. Both of these are very nice sets, big sets, about $200 each, right? And all you have to do is sign up. So that's number one. When I hit 500,000 subscribers, I will give out these two sets. I'll ship it to you, random draw. So that's just, you know, something fun because you guys know I love Legos, right? Number two is I said, you know what? I want to give away some crypto. I know a lot of you guys are crypto rich already. You have made life-changing wealth or made a ton of money, but some of you guys are starting out and you wouldn't mind having some free crypto, right? So the second thing I said is you have to follow my channel. First of all, you have to subscribe, and I'm going to figure out a way to give $100 out to 10 people, right? When I hit 500,000 subscribers. So I figured out how to do so. So I created this form, all right? Now, I put this form, the URL is in the description. I'm gonna put it in the comments later when I'm done streaming. So all you have to do is basically put in your name, your email, and your Bitcoin address. So I decided to give out Bitcoin so there's no confusion. I was gonna give out USDT, but you know, between the different versions and chains, I don't want to make it confusing, right? So put your Bitcoin address, and if you want to also win the Lego sets, you could also put in a mailing address here. Here's the thing though, I've decided to up it. So now it's not only going to be 10 randomly drawn winners to get $100 each. I'm also going to select 5 randomly drawn winners that will win $500 each of Bitcoin. So in total, it's going to be about $3,500. Okay, I'm just giving it out absolutely free, just to thank you guys. Okay, there's no catch. Basically, you fill out the form, you give me your Bitcoin address, and after I hit $500,000 subscribers, I will send the winners what they're owed, and I'll create a list. I may even create a video. That's it. So all you really have to do is subscribe to the channel. You do have to provide a screenshot or a picture of you subscribed to the channel and filled out this form. That's it. So I'm making it even better. So 10 people will win $100, 5 people win $500, and the 2 Legos, right? That's my big announcement. So, and I may do something in the future. After I hit 500,000, going to 600,000, 700, going all up to a million. I think every milestone, every 100,000, I'm going to be doing something similar like this. So make sure you're subscribed and make sure you're signed up to the Hodler's Herald and make sure you fill out this form. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Now let's do some Q&A. I know last night I was trolled way too many times with shout out to names. Not going to be shouting out to names anymore, unless I want to. Do you think BlockFi will list Sol? I have been talking to BlockFi. and they did state to me that there's ton of crypto they want to list. They're trying to get approval, make sure the regulators are okay. So they will be adding a lot more in the future. I don't know which ones, I can't tell you, but yeah. Got a couple new members. Welcome new members. Give my Lego to my kids, which is better than looking at a screen for hours any day. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you guys should be glad I'm not giving out Litecoin. All right. So what else is there? I have no idea who. No. Are you talking about Jordan? I've been on his show before, I think. First time super chat, long time listener. What's your take on Kuma? Legit or not? Not. Anything with Inu in there, you just consider it's not legit. I take that back. It could be a project that is doing stuff, right? But they're one of 10,000 meme coins, right? And none of them are going to get the same kind of traction as Shiba is. So if you're just trying to look for an next Shiba, you're just going to be wasting your time. I feel like you're super bullish on crypto 99.9% of the time. Have I been bearish before? Yeah. I mean, I felt the emotions. I felt the pain when Bitcoin has, before when it has fallen, like by 50%, 60%, 80%, right? I felt it, but I remain focused because I have missed out on gains, a lot of gains. I got into the market when 2013, I got scared out in 2014, right? It was a tremendous screw up. In 2017, there's been many times where, I was in it, still kind of iffy, right? And then afterwards, I've learned, you have time. Time is on your side when it comes to Bitcoin. It may be volatile. It may go up and down, right? And it could be extended downs. It could be down for a very long time, months upon months, maybe even years, okay? Maybe even years. But what happens? It recovers and it keeps going. That's really it. I'm missing out here. Obraxis says, no, that's probably not accurate. Thoughts on Chili's? I'm less bullish on Chili's now. I think they still have a really good setup. Fan tokens. They have a ton of clubs signed up, but Binance just got into the game. So that may be a little iffy for them. But overall, I think they're still going to be good. But we got to watch out because Binance is serious about their fan token platform. That could eat away at Chili's. Cambria, too low of a market cap. Too low for me. Salvador, I cannot answer that. Can you explain Algo and Solana dip a little while ago? What's your prediction? No, there's no dip. It doesn't need an explanation. It's a simple profit taking. When Bitcoin is rallying, right? People take profits and put it into something, something else, or they're redistributing, rebalancing their portfolio, or they're simply keeping cash on the side. There's no need to explain it because there is no explanation. Opulus, a music play. Decentralized finance to the music industry, changing it, how artists access the funding they need. and providing launchpad for our very first copyright-backed NFTs. Okay. So they're basically a DeFi project for artists, right? It could work out. It could work out if they can get artists on board. It could work out. What I like about this the most is copyright-backed NFTs, which I think is very important. No one is concentrating on copyright with NFTs because everyone could just take a snapshot of something or music and create an NFT. But I think copyright is going to be a big thing. That's why I like EOY so much, because they have the licensing to DC, Marvel, and all the NFL and all these iconic brands, right? But others not so much. So I like that idea, but I just don't know if they could get enough artists to go on there and utilize them. Thoughts on Telos? They're working on synthetics. Yeah, no. Anything under 10 million, I'm not gonna look at, because they could pump and they could just dump. They need to show that they can sustain. They have that sustainability. All right. All right. I'm losing track here. Hold on. There we go. Japan is watching me. I'm glad to hear it. Cryptos are us. George's is around the world. Worldwide phenomenon, right? And we all stand together with one common goal, and that is to attain financial freedom, right? To break the chains of a 9-to-5, right? And aim for life-changing wealth. So glad to hear it. Eddie says, I followed the 50, 25, 25 rule, but I have 17 crypto coins. How many is too many? There's no amount that's too many. You could have 30, 50, if you wanted to, but you have to make sure that you can keep up with them, right? You have to watch them carefully, make sure that they're actually doing what they're doing, right? And they're not screwing up, and you have to make sure that you can keep up. If you can't keep up, you're randomly, buying, then it's a detriment. I'm neutral on Cadena because they're mostly, I think they're mostly known for being created by guys that created JP Morgan chain. That's about it. Like everything else, they're just like a fast chain. That's supposed to be faster and cheaper than Ethereum, but there's many like that out there. Another George from Brazil. Welcome. Vitaly Butter's mother is part of the team. That doesn't impress me at all. And DAOs normally don't impress me either. Hey, Gerardo says, I'm probably your first follower from El Salvador. I'm starting crypto already. Congratulations. Well, you probably got that $30, right? From your Shivo app absolutely free. I love how El Salvador doesn't charge capital gains tax. You can use Bitcoin to get discount on gas, and there's probably other things I don't even know about, right? But I do think it's the very start of I guess global adoption. No, it's not start of global adoption. It's start of countries adopting Bitcoin, right? El Salvador is leading the way, and many others are following. They're going to copy, and it's I said at the beginning of the stream how countries may one day dump all their gold and start buying Bitcoin. It could. Maybe El Salvador started that. All right. All right, guys, that is it. I'll let you guys go. Hey, overall, today is a pretty good day. I'm feeling good. Hopefully, you guys are too. Some of the altcoins are finally starting to rally and come back up, right? Some look like they're about to, they're about to break out. And Bitcoin looks like it's about to break out. Everything looks like it's about to break out. So it's a really good time right now. It's just a really good time. And of course, I did elaborate and upped my giveaway for 500,000 subscribers. So make sure you guys look at it. There's no catch. It's absolutely free to participate, and I'm giving out a lot. So make sure you sign up for HODL's Herald and also utilize this form. And you could be one of 15 people that will be winning some Bitcoin absolutely free. So make sure you check it out. It's in the description, and I'm going to be putting it in the comments. All right, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Take care.